The day I discovered my ex-husband had secretly emptied our daughter's savings account and disappeared to Miami with his new girlfriend, I felt like the ground had vanished under my feet. I was standing in the small office of our bank staring at the computer screen while the manager quietly explained the transaction history. Withdrawal transfer. Withdrawal again. Total amount gone. $22,400. Every dollar had been meant for my daughter Lily's future. I had spent years putting that money aside. Extra shifts at the hospital, skipping vacations, packing lunches instead of buying them. Even Lily had contributed by saving birthday money and babysitting for neighbors. And now it was gone. "Are you sure this wasn't authorized?" the manager asked gently. I swallowed hard. The account required both parents' names when it was opened. He explained your ex-husband technically had access. Technically. That word felt like a knife. I stepped outside the bank into the chilly Boston afternoon and called Daniel immediately. He answered on the third ring. Music blasted in the background, loud laughter. Someone shouting about margaritas. "Daniel," I said, trying to steady my voice, "did you take Lily's college savings?" There was a pause. Then he chuckled. "Oh, you found out?" My stomach twisted. "That money was for our daughter." "Relax, Claire," he said lazily. "I'm investing it." "In what?" "Life," he replied. A woman's voice giggled in the background. "Baby, the jet skis are ready." Daniel laughed again. "We're in Miami. I'll double it and send it back." "Don't worry." The call ended before I could speak. I stood there on the sidewalk for a long time, cars rushing past people living their normal lives. Meanwhile, my world felt shattered. When I got home later that afternoon, Lily was already there. She was 14, quiet, thoughtful, always reading something. She looked up from the couch the moment I walked in. "Mom?" I tried to hide it, but the tears came anyway. "What happened?" I sat beside her and told her the truth. "Your dad took the savings." She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She just sat quietly for a moment. Then she said something that surprised me. "Mom, don't worry." I wiped my eyes. "Sweetheart, that was your future." She gave a small shrug. "We'll see." I was too exhausted to ask what she meant. The next week was one of the hardest of my life. I picked up every extra shift I could find. Night shifts, weekend shifts. The apartment felt emptier than ever. Daniel didn't call once. Then 9 days later, my phone rang while I was making dinner. Unknown number. When I answered, Daniel exploded through the speaker. "What did you do?" I nearly dropped the phone. "What are you talking about? You reported me." "What?" "My bank accounts are frozen. My credit card stopped working." His voice was furious. "They say I'm being investigated for financial fraud." I blinked in confusion. "I didn't report anything." "Don't lie," he shouted. "Someone told the authorities I took money from a custodial account." And suddenly I remembered Lily's calm voice. "Don't worry, Mom." I slowly walked down the hallway to her bedroom. "That sounds serious," I said quietly. "You think this is funny?" Daniel yelled. Before I could answer, Lily looked up from her laptop. Her expression was calm. I ended the call. "Lily," I asked gently, "did Yod do something?" She hesitated, then she closed the laptop. "Maybe, what do you mean?" She turned the screen toward me. A government reporting page was open. When the bank emailed me about the account being empty, she explained, I searched online what happens if someone takes money from a minor's savings. My heart started beating faster. "And?" "There was a form to report financial exploitation. You filled it out?" She nodded. It asked for evidence, so I uploaded the bank statement. I stared at her in disbelief. "You did that yourself?" She smiled slightly. "They said kids can report things too." For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to scold her. Another part of me felt something very different, pride. 2 weeks later, Daniel called again. This time he sounded completely different. No music, no laughter, just exhaustion. "Claire, I messed up." I stood by the kitchen window watching snow fall outside. "I know." "They're investigating everything I didn't respond." After a long silence, he said quietly, "I think I might actually go to court." I finally spoke. You should have thought about that before you stole from your own daughter. The line went silent. Then he whispered, "Tell Lily I'm sorry." I didn't promise anything. When I hung up, Lily was sitting at the kitchen table doing homework. I opened the fridge. It was nearly empty except for eggs, milk, and leftover pasta. Life wasn't easy, but something felt lighter. Lily looked up, "Mom?" "Yes?" "We can start saving again." I smiled. "It might take a long time." She shrugged. "I'm only 14. And standing there in that quiet kitchen, I realized something. Sometimes justice doesn't come from lawyers or courts. Sometimes it begins with a brave kid who simply refuses to let wrong things stay hidden. And sometimes, the strongest person in the room is the one doing algebra homework at the kitchen table.